The business case of mainstreaming gender in agriculture. Women play a critical role in crop cultivation. According to the International Trade Center, women cultivators account for 70% of the labor in sowing and 90% of the labor in harvesting. Yet, they play a limited part in agricultural decision-making, have limited involvement in market-facing roles, and limited control over profits. Moreover, they have limited access to agronomic knowledge, skills, and extension services. This limits their ability to maximize agricultural productivity and optimize yield. This is Sarika. Sarika's family owns about 2 acres of land on which they are currently growing vegetable crops. She performs all manual tasks on her farm, like sowing, weeding, harvesting, and storage using hand or small tools and implements. All of this involves extensive walking, bending, and lifting. Her husband is responsible for activities using machines like tractors and ox-drawn carts. She feels that some of these tasks are less time-intensive, but since they use machinery, their work is considered heavy work. She also says that work using machines is more skilled work, but women like her spend more time and are involved in a lot of physical work. Every time she tried involving herself in farm-related decisions like what to plant, selection of seeds, when to harvest, and where to sell, she has been told that women are better suited to take on the manual work on the field and household tasks, and that they should stay away from getting involved in the farm decisions. This kind of gender discrimination influences the kind of roles women cultivators can engage in on the farm. Sarika is hopeful that one day this will change and women farmers will get their share of respect. This is Pankaja. She works on the farm and takes care of all the needs of her family, because of which she cannot travel to the market or access any training programs and agricultural extension services. Her husband takes care of taking the yield to the mandi. Even when her husband is not available to handle those, she is not allowed to get involved in it. Going to the mandi has been traditionally done by men, and women like Pankaja have never challenged that. She feels that they don't get access to information and that they don't have the experience or exposure to engage effectively in the market. This may be because of safety issues and long-distance travel. In fact, her mother-in-law told Pankaja that she had once gone to the mandi with the produce after her father-in-law's death. This was not acceptable to the community, and so she had to face a lot of trouble. After this incident, she felt very lonely as the villagers were no longer friendly with her like before. Because of this, Pankaja's mother-in-law warned her not to do anything against the norms. Women farmers like Pankaja don't even have access or control over assets like land, finance, tools and technology because they are influenced by cultural norms. Land has always been legally owned by a male member of the household. By changing business practices to address unequal working conditions that disadvantage women, companies can increase the market share and reduce costs. When organizations account for gender in their standards, policies, and commitments, they could gain access to new markets, increased resilience of value chains, improved livelihoods, and working conditions. By addressing women's unequal access to knowledge, resources, and decision-making through targeted activities and services, farmers and workers achieve increased incomes and better working and living conditions. Let us see how these gender transformative approaches have not only addressed the gender issues but have also transformed gender relations to promote equality. A group of women in Murumba village of Parbhani district saw positive benefits from interventions after they were trained on field practices like the correct method of sowing and the application of pesticides. They were also trained on financial management twice a year. Mobile updates were made available to ensure awareness of these training programs. Women cultivators shared that through the training they gained knowledge on the right spacing, scientific method of picking, identification of pests, and the optimum quantum of fertilizers and pesticides. Post the training, they used their knowledge to differentiate between good and substandard seeds and thus contributed to the decision-making in the purchase of seeds and inputs. With these kinds of results, the women contributed to improved decision-making in the household. When women cultivators are empowered with the right resources, the impact is visible on the farm, in the household, and in the community in general. Let us see a few success stories around the world wherein companies increased market share and reduced costs by changing business practices to address unequal working conditions disadvantaging women. In Indonesia, a global coffee trader increased coffee supply by 131% by proactively training both female and male smallholders. By improving women's access to training in coffee cultivation, processing and marketing, they narrowed the knowledge gaps between women and men, which resulted in boosting productivity. In Cambodia, a worldwide apparel company achieved 66% higher retention rates, higher productivity per worker, and company savings on hiring. They provided female employees with personal and career development training, which included managerial, interpersonal, and other practical skills. This led to greater work efficacy among participants, less absenteeism, and staff turnover. Women achieved greater ability to take initiative and to demonstrate their capabilities. In Mali, female onion farmers experienced 30% increased yields through participation in village savings and loan associations or VSLAs. Apart from providing them access to loans and improved seeds and inputs, the female farmers were given financial literacy skills and agricultural training, which improved their saving habits and enhanced their financial literacy and group dynamic skills. Post the training, they began to adopt improved cropping practices which resulted in higher yields. In Papua New Guinea, the household income of smallholder palm oil farmers increased by 14 to 18% when the palm oil industry provided women with harvest record cards and paid directly into their personal bank accounts. Paying women directly increased their motivation to participate in harvesting, resulting in higher earnings. With higher earnings, the women even went on to establish small businesses, spend money on children's education, and improve family relations. Women are key to drive growth and sustainability, and when women are involved in the supply chain, they not only benefit individually but impact the overall household and community.